up? It is Breyonna. So today we're going to be sitting down and testing out a brand new Colourpop collection, which is the Lizzie McGuire one. And I tried to do a Lizzie McGuire inspired look, and I think I did something. I mean, I don't know. I'm not normally somebody that does like 90s trends. And I found these butterfly clips from when I was a kid, and I was like, I just need to put them in my hair because it's going to fit perfectly. But if you haven't seen this collection yet though, oh my gosh, like I think this is going to be perfect for spring and summer because it's just so bright and fun. I mean, look at the color story of this palette. These brights right here with this lime green, just, ooh, chef's kiss. So Colourpop did send me the full collection, so not only do we have the eyeshadow palette, which again, like I just love how it looks, like the packaging of this collection is just so stinking cute, but we also have 2 bundles of So Juicy Plumping Lip Gloss, and these are the jelly type of glitter glosses, so I think they're gonna fit this kind of vibe perfectly. We also have 2 Glittery Obsessed, and again, I will be doing swatches later on in this video. We also have 2 pressed powder blushes, which is one of my favorite products from Colourpop. And then lastly, we have a lippy strug. Having my hair like this and putting a choker on is bringing back so many memories for me because I remember when I was really little, I would see all these high school girls kind of dressed like this, and they would walk by me and I was like, girl, I want to be you when I grow up, and it's just bringing me back to those times when everything was just a little bit different. But before we jump into it though, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and also give this video a like. And if you'd like to check me out over on Instagram or TikTok, it is at Breyonna as well. So I just pried my eyes off camera, but this palette is called What Dreams Are Made Of, and the first shade I want to go in with though is this really pretty kind of like rosy pink, and this one is called Ugh. That sounded so cringy, but I'm just going to be taking it on this brush from Luxie, and this is a 205 tapered blending brush. I'm just going to be popping this in my crease and then blending it upwards towards my brow. But I gotta say though, as a first layer though, that is really pigmented. It's also applying more pink than I expected to, because in the pan it almost looks a little bit more neutral. But such a fun color. And I'm also going to use it to round out my outer V a little bit too. And you know, I am going to go in with a second layer as well, just to see what happens because I'm kind of curious. Oh yeah, this builds up really, really pretty. I mean, like, look at the blend I'm getting with this shade even. So to deepen up the crease a little bit, I'm just going to go in with this matte purple, and this one is called Digital Bean. I have a feeling this shade's going to be really pigmented, but I'm just going to be taking it on this brush from Colourpop. It's an E22. And again, I'm just going to pop it in that crease. You know what, right away it's not like super crazy pigmented, so I'm going to do another layer, see if it builds up. Ooh, now that is what I'm talking about. It's kind of like one of those cool tone bluish purples. And again, I'm also going to round out this outer V too a little bit. But for a purple though, it's not like skipping or acting weird. It's applying really smooth. I just feel like I need to do a couple of layers with it though. So I'm just going to go in with a third. Because I don't know, I want it to look like it does in the pan. And like the second layer was cute and all, but yeah, like you definitely want to do 3 layers if you want it to look like it does in the pan. So I just cut my crease off camera, but I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of Digital Bean on this little lavish shading brush, and I'm just going to pack it right on that harsh line of the cut crease. I'm not bringing it far in either, I'm literally just only packing it on that line, because I want to do some funky colors on the lid. So now I'm just going to go in with this pink that's right next to the purple, and this one is called Outfit Repeater, and it's one of those mattes that has sparkle in it, but I'm just going to take it on this really tiny little shader brush, and this one is from the Morphe X Madison Beer collection. You know, that almost looks like a raspberry in a way, but what I'm going to do is pack it right next to the purple, ever so slightly. And the reason that I'm putting this pink down is so we have a color in between the purple and then the orange that I'm going to apply next. Because purple and orange, they do not mix. One thing I will say about this palette though is I kind of wish it had like a yellow of some sort in it, especially like a matte bright yellow. Again, I like how it looks right now, but I feel like a yellow would have really added a lot and gave it a little bit more versatility. Then I'm just going to go back in that brush that we applied the purple with nothing on it, and then kind of like feather in between the purple and that hot pink. So now I'm just going to go in with this orangey coral color, and this one is called So Mature. And again, this is one of those mattes that has shimmer in it, and the shimmer little flecks are kind of like a silvery shade. And I'm just going to be taking it on this shader brush, and I'm going to apply it right next to that pink. Ooh, that is actually applying more like a creamsicle orange. In the pan, it almost kind of looks like it has a little bit more pink to it. But when applied, it definitely is like an orange. And if you've never used one of these mattes that has shimmer in it, honestly, when you apply it, the shimmer goes away. I think they added so it's just a little bit easier to blend. Because like a true matte, they can get like chalky and weird. So I think they add the shimmer to make it so it just is a little bit easier to work with. And then I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of that pink on that brush that we applied it with. And kind of like reapply next to the orange. Okay, so now we're going to be going in with the shade that I am the most excited for out of this palette. And that is this shimmery green shade. And this one is called Dear Diary. I really hope that it can blend into that orange well. But I guess we will find out. But I'm just going to be taking it on this dampened shader brush. And man, that is pigmented. And I mean, look at how shimmery it is. It's like super extra. I'm trying to be a little bit careful when applying it too, because I don't want to overpower that orange. I'm kind of like taking whatever's left on my brush after initially applying it right here in the kind of like inner third. Lightly kind of like flicking it into the orange to blend the two colors together. But man, like, that green is something though. Now I'm just going to go in with that brush that we applied the orange with no additional product and kind of like finesse the edge. I'll say though, this is one of the most unique color stories I've seen for a palette in a really long time. Like, it's just so different and fun. You know, since the shimmer is applying more of like a yellow with a little bit of a green tinge to it, I'm just going to let it overpower that orange. So I'm just kind of taking whatever's left on my brush and going right over it. Because I don't know, like the shimmer right here and then the three mattes, it's just looking a little bit weird. I seriously cannot wait to see how this look turns out in the end because it's already looking so awesome. Like, I don't know if I've ever done anything like this before. But off camera though, I am just gonna like clean things up a little bit and get rid of this fallout situation. And I'm also, you know, going to apply like liner, lashes, as well as my complexion products. And then afterwards, I'll be right back to finish up the look. So here's where I'm at right now after doing that all off camera, and I feel like we should go in with blush next. I don't know, like my face is looking real flat for some reason. Like, I don't know, I just feel like I need a little bit of color on my cheeks. But with this collection, Colourpop did launch 2 pressed powder blushes, and what I really like about these is that the packaging is different. Like, this is not the outer box, like this is the actual packaging and the blushes. So if you get both, it's kind of nice that they do look a little bit different, so you don't have to like open them to see which is which. But the first one we have is this one right here, and this one is called You Are Magnifico, and this one is a very bright pink. I will say though, for a pink, it leans like a purpley pink. It's not like a true pink, and also this one does have a little bit of shimmer in it. I'm not too sure if it's going to apply more like a matte though, because again, sometimes with Colourpop, it'll be like a matte with shimmer in it. And the second blush though that we have looks like this, and this one is called Dlish. And this one is kind of like a lavender mauve type of shade. And again, this one does have shimmer in it too. I want to show you another really cool thing about the packaging, but the back right here is a little flower, and the detailing around it, like the border of the flower, is holographic fuchsia pink. Like, it is really cool. I forgot to do swatches when I did that, but the first one I'm going to swatch is You Are Magnifico. And ooh, that is a really pretty color. Ooh, that is really bright. Like, dang, that's a pink. And now let's swatch Dlish, and this is the one I'm kind of gravitating towards because I feel like it's going to pair really well with this look. Let's see what this one looks like. Ooh, she's really pigmented too. And then this is what they look like up close next to each other. I was almost debating on going in with You Are Magnifico, but like Dlish, it just keeps on catching my eye, so we're just going to use this one. And I'm just going to be taking it on this Colourpop F32 blush brush. Ooh, she looks really pigmented. I wonder if it's going to apply really pigmented, because sometimes with the pressed powder blushes from Colourpop, some are like really intense, and other ones have a little bit more of a buildable formula, so I'm crossing my fingers that these are buildable, but I have a feeling it's going to be pigmented. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is the pigmented formula. So you want to just be a little bit careful when you're applying it. But I really like that color. Like, I feel like it's really playing up the purple that we have going on in the crease. To me, this blush, though, is applying a little bit more on the pinky side, because, like, in the pan, you can see it almost leans a little bit more on the purple side, but when applied, I see a little bit more pink, so just keep that in mind if you are interested in this one. And also, I will say, I feel like these two blushes are going to be for the person that really enjoys a bright blush. Like, if you like bright blush, you're going to love these so much. They really remind me of the formula of the Sailor Moon ones, if you have those. So to me, this blush is more of like a satin formula. I wouldn't say it's like a shimmery blush. I only see the shimmer if I put my face up really close to my mirror. But from like a distance, I don't see the shimmer. So now let's do the lips, and again we have two bundle sets, and these are the So Juicy Plumping Lip Glosses. And again, they're kind of like that jelly formula with glitter in them. But let's do some swatches because I'm not too sure which one I want to go in with. And this first bundle right here is called Dear Diary. And this one looks like a clear, and then this one's kind of like a strawberry color. Oh yeah, like this is definitely a clear gloss with sparkles in it. And it appears to be holographic glitter, which is kind of cool. And then here's what it looks like. Ooh, it smells like Hubba Bubba bubble gum. If you've ever had Hubba Bubba, it smells dead on like that. It smells really good. And it's really bringing me back to my childhood because I used to love gum. I mean, now as I've gotten older, I'm not really into it. And especially since I have permanent retainers in my mouth, like it's just a no-go. But I remember like back in the day, like in school or like during Halloween, I'd always get gum. And it was like one of my favorite things to get besides chocolate. And then the other gloss that we have, this one is called Miranda. So this one's actually called Lizzie, the clear one. And then this one's called Miranda. And again, it looks kind of like a jelly gloss. Let's put it next to it. Ooh, that is a sheer pink. This is definitely like bringing me back to my childhood. I used to wear this type of gloss all the time growing up. And then here's the other set, and this one is called Seriously Cool. And one thing I will say though is that if you're not big into bubblegum, like the scent of this is a little bit strong. Like I can still smell it on my hand. And I mean, mind you, like my hand is not like next to my nose, like I have it like, you know, lower, and it still hasn't dissipated yet. So if you're sensitive to scents or if you don't like bubblegum that much, you might not like these. But this first one that we have is kind of like a red shade. Ooh, that is really pretty. And this one is called Ethan Craft. I really like that they did the jelly kind of vibe because you just never see that. But ooh, that is a really pretty color too. To me, this almost looks like a strawberry color. It looks really fun. And then the last one that we have looks kind of like a grapeish kind of purple. And this one is called Gordo. I feel like if I'm saying these wrong, people are gonna roast me. I haven't seen this show in years. But, ooh, she's pretty. I will warn you though, this one right here, this one almost looks like a clear gloss. Like it's not really tinted. Like I can see like a slight purple tinge, but it's definitely almost like a clear. And then this is what they look like all up close next to each other. So before we do the lips, I am going to prep them using the Lippy Scrub that launched with the collection. And this one is called Bubblegum Pop. And it's definitely like a 90s vibe. Like it has that clear pink plastic packaging to it. Oh yeah, like it smells like Hubba Bubba bubblegum. Like that's a tongue twister, but let's see what the texture's like. Ooh, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's kind of like, I don't know, almost like sticky in a way. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my lips. It has like the perfect amount of granules to it too. Because sometimes I feel like lip scrubs, they're almost like too gritty, where they feel like brown sugar. I really like that this one kind of has like a almost like creamy formula to it. Because some lip scrubs, like they're almost like brown sugar in a way. I don't know how else to explain them, but they're like thick, like sugar granules, and they just like crumble when you grab some, and they're really a hot mess to use. This one's really easy. And again, it's not super gritty, so if you have really sensitive lips like I do, it's not going to irritate them. Because I have eczema on my lips a lot of the time, and their lippy scrubs do not bother them. You know, that tastes really good too. Again, it tastes like bubblegum. I don't know if you're supposed to eat it, probably not, but you know what? That's what we do here, is we kind of break the rules a little bit. So I'm a lip liner kind of person, so I'm just going to line my lips using this lippy pencil from Colourpop, and this one's in the shade BFF. And since we have a more purple look going on, I'm just going to go in the purple gloss, and this one again is called Gordo. Ooh, that is really cute. Ooh, I can feel the tingles on this one. Like, it's not irritating to the lips. It just kind of feels like one of those minty, kind of like plumping glosses if you've ever used one of those. Like if you've ever used a So Juicy Plumping Gloss from Colourpop, it feels like all of the other ones. It just, instead of it smelling like the normal plumping glosses, it smells like bubblegum. So let's do the lower lash line, and I'm first just going to go in with Digital Beam, that matte purple, and I'm just taking it on this brush from Colourpop. This is a E27. It's like a little small blending brush. So for the inner corner highlight, I'm just going to go in with Dear Diary because I thought that green was so cool, but ooh, she's so pretty. But seriously, like this color is just absolutely beautiful. Like this is only one layer, mind you. It's just such a unique color though. Like I cannot get over this one. This is definitely my favorite shade out of all the ones in this palette. So the last item that we have to go over with this collection is the Glittery Obsessed, and again they launched 2. And this first one we have is kind of like an iridescent chunky kind of vibe. And this one is called Sing to Me Paulo. At first I thought it was on the chunky side, but it doesn't look super chunky. And then this is what it looks like. Yeah, it's definitely like an iridescent vibe. And then the second one that we have kind of looks like a jelly pink, and this one is called Get a Grip. Ooh, that one's really fun. Definitely has like that jelly kind of like sandal vibe to it if you've ever had those as a kid. It just really reminds me of them. But both of them have like holographic glitter mixed in. And then this is what they look like up close next to each other. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Get a Grip on this small little shader brush from Morphe. And I'm just going to pop it right in the center of my lower lash line. So let's talk about everything that we used today, and of course let's start with the eyeshadow palette. And again, I feel like this palette is really unique and different. Honestly, with the color story, I've never seen anything like it before. It's just so funky and fresh. And I mean, like, look at how fun that is, especially for this time of year and going into summer. But formula-wise, to me, the mattes are very easy to work with and blend out. So if you are a beginner or if you struggle blending out your shades, I don't think you're going to have issues with these. I will say out of all the mattes that we used today, this purple one right here, this one is the most like buildable formula. So you're looking about 3-ish layers if you want it to look like it does in the pan. The other mattes that we used were very pigmented. This one was the only one that had a buildable formula. So if you don't like building up your shades, you might not like this one. Personally, for me though, I'm okay with it because it did not give me any harsh lines. It did not look chunky or weird on the eye. It just looked really nice and smooth. As for the shimmers in here, again, I only used Dear Diary, the green one. I didn't explore the other ones in here. So if you'd like to see more looks using this palette, let me know in the comments down below. But to me, this Dear Diary shade is so unique and fun because it's kind of like a yellowy green that leans a little bit more on the yellow side. But depending where you place it, depends if it looks more yellow or green. Because like in my inner corner, I think it looks really, really green. But right here on my lid, it looks really yellow. And it also blended into the orange really well too. I don't know, I just think it's a really unique shade. And if you're somebody that likes really metallic and extra shimmers, you're going to fall in love with it. As for the pressed powder blush in Dlish, now this is a very pigmented blush. In my opinion, it's for somebody that really enjoys blush and likes like a super blushy look, because it's almost to the point of like too pigmented in a way if you like a medium buildable. Because for me, like when I applied it, like instantly, it was like really like blushy. So if you don't like super pigmented blushes, you might not like this one because of it. But if you are really into blush, it's a really fun color. It's kind of like a pinky purple. I will say like in the pan, it definitely leans a little bit more on the purple side, whereas on my skin, it definitely leans a little bit more pink. So just keep that in mind. And finish wise, I would say this is definitely a satin finish. I wouldn't say it's matte, and I wouldn't say it's like a shimmer blush. It's kind of like right in the middle. As for the So Juicy Plumping Lip Gloss, I like the formula. It feels really nice, but color-wise, I do not see like any tint on my lips whatsoever. Like it definitely looks like a clear. And also, like looking in my viewfinder, I don't see any of the glitter flecks either. It literally looks like a clear gloss. I don't think this is a bad gloss, but I would only recommend it if you want like the full Lizzie McGuire experience, because again, it has the really cute packaging from the collection on it, and also it works really nice. Like it feels really good on the lips. It's just, I wish it had a little bit more oomph to it, you know, whether that is like a purple tinge or it being a little bit more sparkly on the lips. As for the lippy scrub, it feels really nice on the lips, and it definitely like scrubbed away like all the nastiness off my lips without being like too irritating, because I have really sensitive skin and lips, and this one does not bother me at all. So if you're like me and you do have those issues and you want a good lippy scrub, I think this one's definitely worth it. And last but not least, the Glittery Obsessed that we used in Get a Grip. I mean, it's really cute, and I like that they did a kind of like pink jelly kind of vibe. I think it's really different. But for me personally, I'm not really into this formula. I find that Glittery Obsessed always ruins my eyeshadow, and it just can be a little bit tricky to work with. So for me personally, this isn't my favorite product. But if you do like Glittery Obsessed, I think it's really fun and different. So when it comes down to it, would I recommend these products to you? And honestly, if you love Lizzie McGuire, I think you're gonna fall in love with this collection because it's just so cute and fun, and it definitely has like that early 2000s, 90s type of vibe. And I will say though, my favorite product of the whole collection is definitely the eyeshadow palette. You know, whether you are into Lizzie McGuire or if you're not and you're just looking for a fun color story, this one is so worth checking out. Because again, it's just so unique and different. There's something about this color story that's just very inspiring to me. Now the other products out of the collection, I would only recommend if you're like a die-hard Lizzie McGuire fan, especially the glosses. These ones are just a little bit meh to me. Again, they are very nostalgic and I like that they had that jelly gloss kind of vibe to them, but I was expecting a little bit more. I was expecting them to have a little bit more of a tint as well as, you know, actually being able to see this flecks of sparkle. Because again, like when I look in my mirror or my viewfinder, I do not see any glitter whatsoever, which is unfortunate because like in the tube, it looks super cool. But yeah, so in the comments down below, let me know what you think about this look and also let me know what you think about the collection. But as always though, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and also give this video a like. And if you'd like to check me out over on Instagram or TikTok, it is at Breyonna as well. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!